Everybody, and welcome back to Encumbered. My name is Mitchell Brewer of Black Cat Sports, and today we got something special for you. We got to talk with Stewart Friesen, a guy that has made a pretty well-known name for himself in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series over the past couple of years. Such a well-known name, in fact, that NASCAR trusted him to test the next-gen car at a couple of dirt tracks over the last year. And it was really cool to hear his perspective on not only that, but how the new Toyota truck has developed in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series, as well as a couple of other things. So I hope you guys enjoy it. And without further ado, here is Stewart Friesen. Thank you for your time. And obviously, a big weekend for you this weekend. But before we get into that, I just want to get your opinion so far on your season.
It's been okay. I mean, I think it could be better. We've had, some strong trucks. I shot at a couple wins. I felt like Atlanta was one where we were really strong, and that kind of slipped away there at the end. But that being said, it's still early. We had a really good truck at Coda. Thought we could have had a top 5 there, and it's just been tough. We just haven't been really closing them the way we'd like to, and hopefully we can turn that around.
And obviously, there's been a big emphasis on the next gen car and cup, but you guys debuted a new truck in the truck series for Toyota. What have been your first impressions of the truck so far?
It's good. I mean, Toyota and everybody at TRD did a lot of work. We've been in the wind tunnel with it a bunch to make sure it was just as good as our old Tundra from last year. The TRD Pro has lived up to the expectations. I think it looks really cool aesthetically, and it drives just as good. So excited to keep rolling with that and keep tweaking it, and keep learning that too.
And bouncing off the new ride theme, obviously you got to test the next gen car for the Cup Series a little bit at Lancaster and the Bristol Dirt track. What were your impressions of that car?
It was a handful at first, but I felt like we made really big gains on getting the drivability to where it'll put on a good race. Just getting some forgiveness into it, where you could kind of get it bent and get it loose in the middle of the corner, and use whatever the track condition throws at you. It's dirt racing is always a moving target as far as track conditions. So we were able to get it where it handled really good on something that was tacky with the cushion, and then also have good adjustment in it to where it was slick and kind of blown off. So hopefully it helps. It was an honor to have a part in that and work with NASCAR and all the different teams. So hopefully the racing's better because of it.
And with the testing being so limited, have you found yourself just having Cup guys knock down your door trying to get any information that they possibly can about this new car?
A few. I've talked to Chris Bell and Briscoe a little bit. They were big advocates for taking the windshield out. We tested that at Bristol last week. Had Nick Hoffman there with his UMP mod and got the track tilled up and muddy and threw some mud at it. And we'll see. I'm not sure what the ultimate result will be. It's already Tuesday of the race week, so I haven't really heard if those cars will be going with screens or not. I know the trucks aren't, and so we'll see. But I believe the track surface is going to be better than last year, being at night. The track crew has a better handle on it. Talking with those guys when they're at the test, and really working with all the different crew chiefs and engineers, over these 2 tests from all the organizations. That was the biggest thing. All these crew chiefs and engineers went with loaded pockets full of notes after the tests were completed, and stuff that they can implement in their own cars. So that's been the biggest group that I was able to work with.
How much pressure is that, just being in a situation like that and kind of just thinking, I really can't screw up because this is a test session and people are relying on me to get data, and if I go out and wreck on lap 1, that's not going to look good.
Ruin a lot of people's days, right?
How do you embrace that, and how was your mindset going into all of that?
It was cool. It was a little unnerving at first when I rolled into Lancaster. I didn't realize, the depth on how that was going to play out, and the characteristics of it. So, having all those crew chiefs and engineers and guys, I've watched on TV since I was a little kid, and stuff over the past 10 years or so. I guess it's been a moving landscape, but it was cool. Got to know some of the guys over the two tests, and it was neat to work with, and it was just a cool experience. So hopefully, like I said, some of my feedback helps those guys on what they tune into their cars, and it's a better race because of it. But really, really cool experience, working with those groups.
And when you get asked to test this car, obviously it means that NASCAR, I would assume, thinks pretty highly of your dirt track ability. But with that confidence, does that add pressure going into a weekend like this for you, where it's like, well, if NASCAR picked me to test this car, they must think pretty highly of me, and now everybody's going to think pretty highly of me, and I really need to perform in front of everybody? Or do you not really let that pressure get to you?
No, I don't think there was really any pressure like that. It was just, they chose me to do a job, and I just needed to deliver that. There wasn't really anything competitive about it. If I got loose and spun it out, which I did probably about 30 or 40 times at Lancaster, and then only 3 or 4 times at Bristol. So, but I needed to push the car to its threshold and see what it was capable of, and let these guys get the data and see what it did when it spun. So, making mistakes was a big part of it, and there really wasn't that much pressure. It was cool to be chosen. It stunk that it kind of took me out of a position to get a ride for the race. So I guess if NASCAR thought I was that good, maybe none of the teams really did. But it was cool to be a part of it. That's like I said, it stunk that I don't have a chance to be in the race this year. But hopefully that little bit of track time will help on the truck side of things on Saturday night.
And going into that, is this still a relatively like new race, all things considered, considering how chaotic last year was, where like who knows what the information, how you can relate that into this year? Or do you think there's enough of a notebook there where it's not a complete unknown this season?
I think it's going to be totally different. Actually, I hope it is. The track conditions during the daytime were less than ideal last year with the dust, the rubber being laid down, and just getting one lane around the bottom. The first segment of the truck race was a lot of fun, where we were able to move around the track quite a bit. So I'm hoping, moving both races to nighttime conditions will allow the surface to hold a little bit more moisture longer, maybe get more of a glazy slick than abrasive, and then keep the dust at a minimum as well. So I'm hoping it's a better experience for the drivers as well as the fans.
And last question for you. I've noticed that Hallmark Friesen Racing has really had a lot of fun whenever that second entry can come to the racetrack. This weekend, obviously being your wife, you had Tabo Dine in there earlier this season. What does it mean to be able to field a second truck on these limited occasions to create these fun opportunities?
Yeah, exactly. It's not a deal where we put a second truck out there just as a money grab. It's to help grow our team, and it's a competitive truck. When we went to Vegas with Todd, the 52 and 62 were prepared identically. We have a strong group of guys, and a strong arsenal of equipment that can both, we feel like, go and compete to run in the top five, if not win the race. So that's kind of the difference between HFR and some of the other teams on why they do that. And it's something I'm proud to say we do. Chris Larson has been a big advocate on raising the competitiveness of our team. Since we started 3 years ago, we've grown by leaps and bounds. So it's cool to have the depth in our program to add that second truck, and I think kind of that's what it shows. So we brought Jess in last year, not only as my wife, and to have some fun with it, but to help refine our dirt program. She was really critical and analytical of the trucks last year. We knew we had some work to do on a dirt program. We kind of rested on our laurels a little bit from Eldora, and bringing her in, and then being able to compare notes, after her the practice at Bristol, and then being able to run 2 races at Knoxville, I think really helped with the program. We made a lot of changes to the trucks, the dirt trucks, over the off season, and we'll see this weekend. Hopefully something pays off because of it, and we bring stronger trucks to the track.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you so much for your time today, and best of luck this weekend.
All right, thank you.